Dairy, do we love it or are we addicted? That is the question. And I'm sure the answer is we're addicted. Let's take cheese, for example. If you were to stop eating cheese today, you might experience the following.
Eating prawns, Mel. I
Eat
don't
that
want
prawn.
prawns. I'm just telling you
Eat a
now.
bit of fucking
Don't be
pizza.
stupid.
Eat another
Malcolm,
prawn.
stop it.
Have you fucking shown me?
Here,
Malcolm,
stuff it in his fucking
Get it in
head.
his mouth.
Stuff it in his big baby head.
Get that fucking cheese over there. It's mate.
Go
on, have
Eat the cheese.
This is unfunny. This is an expensive suit.
James, just... What the fuck are you doing? Hey, right.
Eat the fucking cheese.
Now let's take a look at why dairy is bad for you. Dairy is not safe for human consumption. It's in fact an animal growth hormone that's designed to turn a 65-pound calf into a 400-pound cow. Now we've been misled about calcium and the benefits that it has on our body as well as our bones, but studies show that states that with a higher calcium intake in fact suffer from more hip fractures and surgeries than any other states. Dairy has a high significant amount of cholesterol and saturated fat that increase the risk of heart disease, while a plant-based diet prevents and eliminates as well as can reverse heart disease and other known health problems. Now, cows suffer from infections known as mastitis that increase the pus that's in a glass of milk. Over 135 million pus cells, growth hormones, antibiotics, feces, you name it. So it's safe to say a glass of milk does not do our body good. Now the quote-unquote protein that we talk about is casein, also known as casomorphins, and that is what ultimately gets us addicted to cheese. Thankfully, there's tons of dairy-free options at your local Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Here is where we will witness when ordering a cheeseless pizza goes wrong. Sometimes you have to be aware that even if you're not getting any cheese, the sauce may contain cheese or other dairy products.
Hi, I was just going to ask you guys a question. Do you guys have any animal products in your sauce? Eggs, milk, cheese, animal products? Do you have any cheese or eggs or any animal products in your sauce? Yeah, the tomato sauce.
You know, if somebody hasn't washed their feet in a good long time, you don't want to sit too near them. That's because brevibacteria on their skin are producing these smelly compounds. Well, those very same bacteria are used to produce Munster and Limburger and other stinky cheeses. Brevibacteria, stinky feet, stinky cheese. Second thing, bacteria in your digestive tract make something called butyric acid. And bacteria used to produce cheeses make the very same butyric acid. So if you ever thought Parmesan smells a little like vomit, it's because it's exactly the same thing. Fact number 3. If you got on a plane and went to Sardinia, off the coast of Italy, there's a cheese called pecorino, and local aficionados allow flies to lay their eggs in the pecorino, and it starts, as the maggots hatch, they start to digest the cheese, creating this massive glop called casu marzu, and the maggots can actually jump. So you spread it very quickly on some flatbread, and you put a card under your nose as you shove the casu marzu into your mouth, hoping not to get struck by a leaping maggot. Pretty, isn't it?
If you want to grow up big and strong, then buy my Mammal Udder Juice products. They won't actually make you big and strong, but we've been literally saying they'll make your bones stronger for years, and no one's questioned it. Yes, in its runny liquid form, this liquid cow teat spray pairs perfectly with everything from your high fructose flakes of corn to your sugary discs of fat, or just by itself. Mmm. So fresh you can still taste the animal milk sack that we squeezed this out of. Or you can have our aged cow titty goop. Depending on how long we let it get moldy changes what kind of fancy block of solid pus it becomes. And if we can't sell enough of it, we'll sneak the excess into your food without you knowing it. In fact, we made it possible for us to sneak it into a ton of food with some fancy politics. How do you think pizza companies made their crust taste better?
So there you have it, folks. Cheese, dairy products, do we love it? Are we addicted? Or are we just not educated? Please be sure to subscribe, share, like, comment, and follow Veganish Foodies on all of our social media platforms.